Nice to see you, everybody.
Hola. Hello. Hi, I'm Micaela from Argentina. And I'm listening to you.
Mica,
Thank you.
tenés la máquina, levantaste la manito, por eso.
No quería decir nada. I don't want to say anything. I'm just looking the chat. But ahí está.
But if you're like
Can you hear me okay? I just wanted to do a little test. Can you? Hello, Thomas. Thank you. Good to be here. I'm at a public. I'm in. I'm in the hallway of a public library in West Virginia. So if my signal sounds funny, yeah, that's why I'm in the entry hallway. Hopefully they don't kick me out.
If you need a new assistant,
Suddenly everything went.
okay.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, Tom. So nice to be here and see some familiar faces. I'm really happy to be part of this association, into the Nature and Access Commission, which is kind of is the 3.0 version to Reborn, where we are kind of mainly a Latin American group with the US and Europe representatives. I'm a highliner. I live in Cusco, Peru. I am really involved into opening new spots and trying to find a balance between native communities and natural areas. So I think I hope I can do something in the next months, in the next years for the commission, for the sport. Um, the commission is dedicated to safeguarding the natural environments where slacklining takes place. We will kind of focus on promoting sustainable practices, support local communities, and balance access with environmental responsibility. Our next projects are focusing on developing a Slack map, the creation of the Highliners Guide to Latin America, which can be a reference for any other country or continent that would like to develop it. We also been talking about the initiative to work more on tree protection and ensuring access to parks and different spots. Upcycling efforts, also addressing highlines and airspace concerns. I think this is especially in Europe and US. What else is to support not competitive events around the world. We also would like to create more educational content for different or new goals that will appear. Also to strive a harmonious relationship between slackliners and the nature, especially. Feel free to reach out if you want to collaborate in any project or any ideas. We will be happy to help us on these missions.
Yeah, I got a question about the lifetime of lines on SlackMap. I don't know if what's the case now, if once you upload the line, it just stays there. But probably there's a lot of old lines that are not maintained and can be a bit deceiving of like what is the access and stuff like. Would be a good idea maybe to, once you upload it, give it a certain amount of years, or that they just disappear automatically after X amount of years unless people keep them up, just so we don't have lines that are not accessible, or that there's been some access issues, and by going there again you would create a bigger access issue.
Okay, hello everybody. I am Hai Tai. I am the current president of the Safety Commission. Here you can see some of the other members of the Safety Commission. Yeah, say hi to everybody. Publications, research, outreach. These are some of the publications, the major publications we worked on this past year. The Highline backup fall tests were really important. We finally published the UV tests in association with the UIAA. These were UV tests on webbing. And then we also work on publications when there is a high profile accident or death. Here on this page, you can see the CRG Highline incident report that is very thorough. I suggest everybody go and read it. It's quite interesting. Additional things about publication is we are continuing to work on new publications. I think we have and new basic research. We have now a brake test machine in Bern, which we will hopefully produce a lot of good research data for us. I think they've already been brake testing quite a few things at the safety event that just concluded. The ISA, the Safety Commission also has various tools to help slackliners and festival organizers. One of them is the backup fall simulator. Thanks to Augustin for that. This can simulate what a backup fall, what forces might be generated, if there's a split, if there's no split, depending on the stretch of the webbing, the stretch curve of the webbing, the material that the lines are made of. So this is a very useful tool for any riggers trying to assess whether or not a certain midline could be safe or a high line could be safe. There's also a risk assessment tool that we are still rolling out. This is a pretty useful tool for festival organizers to kind of think about the risks in a festival. Thanks to Tom for working on that. Hopefully that will be published sometime later this year. Can you go to the next slide? So far as outreach, we have various ways that the Safety Commission can distribute knowledge and information. So right now we've been doing Fail Fridays, which is a social media outreach showing common failure scenarios, actual examples from slackers who have maybe messed up a rig or had something go wrong in their rig. We hope to restart Safety Sundays, which are just social media lessons to increase safety in the community. One of the primary responsibilities of the SafeCom is the Accidents and Incidents Form, SAIR. This, if you don't know about it, please submit a report. I'm sure every single highliner has had something go wrong on one of their rigs, either leading to an injury or a gear failure or damage to their gear. The SAIR reports collects reports from slackliners so that the Safety Commission can know better which failures are very common, and we can, better design basic research or outreach about common failures so that all slackliners can stay safe. Another primary responsibility of the Safety Commission are our gear standards. These are standards relating to highline gear. I'm sure you've heard of the webbing and web lock standards. We have developed new standards in the past 2 years. One of them is the connector standard. This basically defines an acceptable highline connector. The first piece of gear to be certified to this standard is the Kingpin. Also, we have a new sling standard for highline slings, and we hope to get gear approved for that soon. We made a recent revision to the webbing standard with regards to webbing lifetime. This was in response to the CRG incident with Dyneema webbing in exposed to UV radiation for a prolonged period of time. The new lifetime recommendations are basically, we have no recommendation until we can get further data, which we hope to do with another round of UV tests. Right now, with the gear standards, we have around 30, I think over 30 products certified and many more in the pipeline. We hope to get gear certified from every major slackline manufacturer soon. I think it'd be a good representation or a good reflection on the slackline community if that we could make that happen. The list of certified gear is available in the database, and of course, should probably be advertised on any slackline manufacturer's website who has that certification. This is
sorry, one sec. Hi, just to clarify, for the webbing standard, we have no recommendation for high tech. We do have a recommendation for nylon and polyester.
Right. There's no longer a blanket recommendation based on strength, since we've seen presumably strong webbing degrade to really unacceptable levels. We still have recommendations for nylon and polyester. So this means that there's no blanket recommendation. It falls back to the manufacturer to have some sort of guideline and recommendation for their webbing. This is an example of what a gear certificate might look like. This is for, I guess, the Seahorse, certified to ISA 51, the weblock standard. Drew asked that whether or not we would have any recommendation for high tech, and the answer is no. Until we have more data, we can't make an educated recommendation. Thanks to the Safety Commission's safety partners. These are manufacturers that partner with the Safety Commission. So here you can see them all listed out. I think there's going to be some change in turnover this year, but that'll be yet to come. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again. Well, my name is Isidro Rodriguez. I am the president of the Sport Commission since 2017. It has been a long time. We have been doing many things to keep pushing the recognition of the slackline as an official sport. And well, that's the main issue about our commission. Our main task is to generate all the formal structure for which the slackline can be organized as a massive practice for having competitions and all the requirements for being an official sport. So our commission has been working in different tasks around these last years, and our commission has board members that you can see here. We have Ezequiel Troncoso, Vice President, Bruna Campos, Sirio, Watson Hu, and Maximiliano Martinez, that is the representative. This is the main core of the commission, in which we organize the meetings and take the main decisions, and probably the north of the commission. but also we have different opportunities in which other people join, and we receive the information from a lot of people who has their own practice in slackline. So we call them athletes representative. As you can see in this picture, there are many that are quite famous. Some of them have been supporting us for many years. Some of them are quite new. Some of them supporting one specific slackline field, for example, highlining, others supporting the trick lining. But at the end, everyone tried to unify these efforts into the recognition of the slackline as a united sport. Okay. So we have 4 main groups: the event coordination and support. This is also related with communication. So we try to generate contact with all the events that has championships, and we try to at least have communication with the organizers so we can receive the information from the event. And in the best cases, we deliver an ambassador or a representative, and that this person goes to the event and sees the quality of the event and supports in all the sport related issues. After that, we have the ranking list. That's a digital platform that was created by Jan Sahin 7 years ago, and that has organized the results of the championships around the world. We'll speak about this later. We also have the world records, in which we work in collaboration with Guinness World Record. So we're going to, for example, we already appeared in 2019 edition, and this year, 2024, will also appear. So it's great news for the sport diffusion. It has definitely increased the recognition of the slackline records. And finally, we have the judging systems, that in this moment we call it Judging System Catalog Working Group, that it's the main effort to organize the judging systems that exist in the different slackline disciplines. We'll also speak about this later. So this is the general overview of the commission. If you're interested, you're welcome to join as a volunteer. So please. Well, the ranking list is the main element that has helped us to organize and structure the different competitive disciplines of slacklining. We have freestyle trick line, or just trick line, freestyle highline, speed line in the short version and the highline version. We have a small discipline called jeep line static, and rigging, that it's consists in setting up some challenges with gear, and with less gear you need to build stuff and achieve it. So the most common 3 championships are the trick line, highline, and speed line. So these 3 main disciplines had grown a lot in the last years, especially highland freestyle, that has been the youngest competitive discipline of our sport. Can you continue, please, Tom? So this is more or less the amount of competitions that we have had these last years. So this year we have, until this point, we have 35 competitions executed and 1 canceled. So, well, these competitions are, it's not so often to have competitions, because it's kind of hard to organize competitions since the pandemic. Many digital competitions appears, so that open 2 main dimensions of the competitive possibilities, that it's digital or presential. So it's interesting. Please continue, Tom. So this year we want to congratulate the winners, or not the winners, but the best scored until this moment for the ranking list. In the trick line, we have, for male and for female, we have very young athletes from Japan. The best 3 trick line athletes on trick line, female and male, are Japanese, and they're less than 16, 17 years old. So first we have Rikuto Nakamura, number 1 trick liner, and Mao Takebe. This is a really interesting sociological phenomenon for us to understand what is Japan doing that is capable to produce these very young athletes. So now we're putting some special focus on the educational program of Japan, so we can learn the best and the most from them, because as we see in Japan the increasing of the trick lining, we can see that in other countries are kind of not growing too much, or even getting totally eradicated from the slackline practice. So it's an interesting sociological phenomena that we should approach to understand it better and try to take the best knowledge from it to keep taking it and pushing that motor. Also, we want to congratulate the freestyle highline winners. That is, in this moment, David Palomo Echeverria, most known as Sacalomo, and the legendary Cecilia Stock Chechi from Germany. These two huge athletes were also the winners of the recently Highland Freestyle World Championship that has happened in Lax, Switzerland. We're going to talk about that later. Also, we have Mateus Vidal as the fastest speedliner in low lines. And in this moment, Sasha Grill and Chechi again from Germany are the highline most fastest persons in the world. So congratulate to all of those who have achieved these awards. Also the ones that I could not read the names, but they are there. This means that we have really good athletes that have been pushing the limits of the sport into the new level. So, well, here we recently had the Lax Highland World Championship that was organized by the legendary Thomas Buckingham and Nina Maples, and it was an amazing event in one of the most professional and well-organized event with a huge media covered, huge technical, a lot of nice things that we're not going to say now, but it was a great event. We hope to continue having this standard of quality in the slackline events, and we will try to generate the biggest amount of documents and useful tools for the event organizers to achieve this level. Liam, you have a question?
Speaking about world records and world champions and stuff, was there any speed world record in lax? Because they were quite fast. Or how does the format work for that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, in general, the records are quite controversial because since our sport is really new, there are many things that could be considered records. So in general, we just have like a few classic solid records that we managed to organize, but then there is a huge amount of alternative records that we don't actually give the registration because it takes a lot of time. Thomas did it for many years, and it has a huge sheet with a lot of strange things that people did in slacklining. So, the good thing is that since now we have the ISA account, all the athletes can download the certificates of their achievements in the championships and in the positions that they have. For example, here we have Abraham Hernandez, who was the world champion for many years in trickline. And this is a really good document to be presented for sponsors or even for works, or even for any kind of project that an athlete wants to achieve. These are the kind of documents that help. Okay. Well, so we have developed this contest organizer certificate for the persons who are in charge of organizing the events, so they can also have some kind of symbolic support from the ISA for achieving different sizes of events. In this case, Nina Mapes. Well, we have at least 132 people with Slackline World Records, and that's great because we have the support of the Guinness World Record, so it's an excellent diffusion element. Please continue, Tom. Well, the ranking list is one of the main issues of our commission because it was one of the important milestones for the sport recognition in the few countries that the slackline has been recognized as a sport. For example, Switzerland. All the requirements for recognizing the slackline as a sport requires the existence of an international ranking list. So we created this ranking list 7 years old. So it was a lot of time ago. So many things have changed, and now the way we structure the ranking list in a conceptual way and in a programming structure, both are kind of getting obsolete. So now we need to generate the 2.0 version of this ranking list. We have different criteria. For example, we have 12 criteria in which we organize the achievement of a specific championship in these criteria, and with that we say which was the size of the championship related to the achievement of these criteria. So you have, for a big championship, you have World Cup, World Championship, and for small competitions you have challenge level. So this affected the amount of points that you receive in the ranking list. Can you continue, Tom? Well, we need a 2.0 version, but this 2.0 version has an extra complexity because it's connected to what we'll see now, that is the judging systems. So the judging systems has appeared to be one of the most controversial and important factors for the organization of competitions and to generate a homogenic way to measure the advances of the sport worldwide and multidisciplinary point of view with all the different disciplines. So our idea is to organize all the judging systems in a simple catalog in which we centralize, we receive the information, we centralize, and we publish these systems in our webpage. We do it in collaboration with the creators of the systems, and this in the future will help to create the basis for the judging training and the educational programs for judges and the certification of professional judges after trespassing these educational programs. This will also help the event organizers because they will know exactly what to do. So can you make a click, please, Tom? So can you go further, please? I have so we have these four main, no, one behind. We have these four main disciplines. So I want to say something fast. For the last nearly 15 years, there has been a fast historical development and changes in these disciplines. There have been technology that has changed, and this has allowed to new levels of performance and skills. We saw that in the changes of the tensioning systems in trick line and also in high line, and new technologies arriving every year and has changed the possibilities of the different tricks and skills to be done. This has also increased the evolution of the disciplines and has pushed the level of the athletes higher. This context has been it makes that the judging systems needed to be actualized, and many of the judges systems just got dead because they got outdated. And the things that in this moment we have nearly 10 to 15 different judging systems around the world with similarities and differences, and in this moment we are receiving the results of all these events into the ranking list. But since it's so diverse and the results could be so different depending on the judging system, the ranking list has lost some reliability. So people around the world has criticized the ranking list because it doesn't reflect the actual state of the sport, because different championship has different results depending on different judging system. This is the context. So we want to create this catalog. So we created a judging system submission in which the creators of the system submit the system responding many questions that we ask, and with that we can organize the system, publish it, and the event organizers can choose the judging system that they want to use in any event. And some of them will be free, some of them will be paid, but then you will need to contact the judges and so on. So this will be like an engine that it can help the organization of future Slackline championships. So we need help. We need help in communication. We need help preparing news. We need help in to have representatives of the ISA local events. We need help for the ranking list, and we need help for the judging catalog. So if you want to join, please contact, because we need help. Thank you very much.
Hi, friends. I'm Mariana Paloma. I am the current president of the Education Commission, and we've had a wonderful year. We have a really strong board that I unfortunately cannot introduce their faces, but I just wanted to start off by thanking all the people that have been putting in some hard work this year. So we have Israel. I'll post my email in the chat when I'm finished speaking. So we have a brand new vice president, which is Clayton from the United States. He has also been really instrumental in his work, has mainly been with the rigor certification, and he's done an incredible job with that. We have our Drake is stepping down as our secretary, and we are currently deciding who from the current executive board, from the current board of the EDUCOM will take over as secretary. And so yeah, we have Rosendo, who is from Mexico, and we have Gabby, who has been around for a while and has recently joined us, and we're so happy to have her back. And we have as well Eileen, shout out to Eileen from Argentina, who has done an immense amount of certifications in South America, which I will mention in a moment. Thank you to Sebas, also from Argentina, who has also been helpful with Instructor C courses and recently joined the board. Thank you to Julieta in Colombia. Thank you to Sean, and thank you to Christiana from Croatia. So that is our current executive board, our current EDUCOM board. So we have done more Instructor C courses this year than ever, a large part in thanks to Isidro, who, as always, is doing an incredible job of spreading the sport and education in the sport in Chile. Eileen basically caused the Eileenification of South America. We were having difficulty getting people down there for Instructor C courses, and then once she joined and became a senior instructor, we have since done 4 certs in Colombia, 2 in Ecuador, 1 in Argentina that we didn't mention, and I think, did she do one in Peru? I can't remember. I think she did one either in Peru or Bolivia as well, that escapes me right now. In Europe, we have had 4 done in Europe recently, which was Austria, Switzerland, Czech, and Poland, and in Spain as well recently. Thank you, Isidro. And I just did one a few days ago in the United States in West Virginia. And so currently we have over 500 Instructor Cs from over 30 countries. So it's pretty amazing considering there's maybe 10 or less senior instructors, I would say. So we're doing our best to promote other senior instructors as well so that we can expand our reach in more parts of the world. And currently the Trainer C recertifications are going to be ongoing for the next long while. We still have many people that need to do the recertification. The Instructor C certification is valid for 3 years, after which point you do your recertification. And the recertification is quite a simple little thing. We just want to see that you're keeping your slackline education, your slackline teaching active. And so all that is expected from you from the recertification is some simple evidence, maybe some photos or video, or a little PowerPoint presentation on what you have been doing with your slackline certificate, what kind of programs you've been running, what kind of courses you've been teaching, what kind of workshops you're doing, and just show us. And that's kind of it. They've been really great when we have a number of people, because then it's essentially a big discussion where the idea is to learn from each other and to see what new games people are trying, what new methods people are trying, what methodology is working. And that is basically the point of it. So yeah, the Instructor C is a course dedicated to learn how to teach beginners effectively. So it's about the pedagogy, how to teach slacklining. And yeah, it's been wonderful. We've had a lot of motivated people. So yeah, here's some photos from our courses this past year. We can go to the next slide and talk about the rigor certs. We seem to do more rigor certs than, in the past we were doing more rigor certs than Instructor C certs. This year it's a little bit more on par. How we determine the locations is basically by demand, and if there is enough people to warrant covering the costs of getting our instructors down. The rigor cert costs a bit more than the Instructor C. It's 3 days. People participating in the rigor cert are expected to have a very, very large wealth of rigging knowledge and experience. It is a 3-day evaluation. I'm sure there are things that are taught and gone over, but for the most part, it is, you are given a number of challenging tasks, of challenging rigging tasks and scenarios that you are essentially being tested to see how you handle those tasks and those scenarios. And so we have, this year, since the last General Assembly, there's been 10. So Germany, Chile, 2 in Colombia, Australia, Brazil, Canada, 2 in Switzerland, USA, and then, yeah, the USA actually, I think this might have been the first time that we did a rigor cert and an instructor cert at the same event. Correct me if I'm wrong, someone. But yeah, this weekend we just did one in West Virginia as well. There is an upcoming cert from the 6th to 8th of September in Denmark, and everything else comes as we are asked to provide it and if the logistics are feasible. Currently, we have about approximately 280 certified, ISA certified riggers from 29 countries, and the certs have been done in 11 countries, which again is quite amazing because we have such a small amount of people who are the instructors for this. So yes, the rigor cert also has an expiry, and there is a recertification that needs to happen. It is a day and a half approximately, and it is the updates to the current safety standards in rigging, first aid for high linings, and further knowledge and experience in rescues. Sada, is there anything else we should add about the rigor cert?
No, I think that's
Okay, cool. Once you get, it's all good, thank you. I gotcha, thank you so much. Cool. So yeah, what's interesting is a lot of people do typically will fly out to like places where these happen. The rigor cert it might not be for you if you're just kind of rigging with your friends on the weekend, but if it's something that you do want to maybe do festivals, maybe in a professional standard, maybe you have an opportunity to do some sort of shows or performances or something, that's where the rigor certification can really come in handy, where it could really be a benefit for you. And let me take a moment to also thank Sara for the beautiful slides. Forgive me again for my technical issues out in the bush in America. And Sara, thank you for everything you've done for the rigor certification. Sara really has been a mastermind behind the majority of the work. So thank you so much. Big shout out to Sara for that. Really, she's always holding my hand. Yeah, it's really, like Thomas mentioned, that we're all a bunch of volunteers doing the best we can when we can do it for the Slack love, like out of the genuine love of our hearts and the genuine desire to really build an empire with this incredible sport, this incredible activity, this beautiful community. So we do what we can when we can do it. So if you really send us an email and you don't hear from us for a while, send it again, keep bugging me. In the slides you are looking at your certificates are basically found in the same login as the entire ISA system that has the athletes ranking and registration as well. So usually after you've done that, we will have to input it manually, but then the certificate is there. You can download it yourself. You get a link from me on how to log in, and that is where your certificate is. I think, yeah, okay. We have a number of education partners, which is basically comes down to, we check in with them periodically with what they're doing. Sometimes they sit in at meetings. The yoga slackers have been really instrumental in sort of helping us sort of bridge what they're doing with what we're doing as well. And there was a decision made that anyone who has taken the yoga slackers certification in the past does qualify for an ISA Instructor C. And so basically at some point we will be contacting all the yoga slackers, the many people that they have certified over the many years that they have been doing their teacher training. And those people through Yoga Slackers will simply have to join a recertification seminar, a recertification session, and just show us that again, that they have been current in their teaching practice. Working with Trello. Yeah, next slide, please. So we were using Trello as our main organizational system for a while. Right now, we're actually in the process of shifting everything likely to Google Workspace. But this slide is good because it can basically show you the many projects that we're working on. Currently, the main things in development are to update the Instructor C manual, which we have been meeting with on an almost weekly basis with most of the board members from the EduCom, and are just trying to get it updated. It's quite a big job. And for the last 2-3 years, I've been saying we're close to the end, we're close to the end. I really believe we're a lot closer to the end this time, and with the motivation and the momentum we're having. I hope that it will be done by the end of the calendar year. But we will update everybody on how that goes. In the meantime, we're still using the current version, and that's what people are being sent when they do their Instructor C course. But if you look at the Trello, sorry, back to the Trello for a sec. So the Instructor C manual, we have a beginner tutorial video series that will continue to exist. It's one of those things that I feel is beneficial, maybe not if you have a wealth of slackline knowledge and you've been teaching or you've been practicing slacklining for a while. But if you have been teaching it, if you do know any beginners, if you don't know anybody that maybe lives somewhere and does not have their own slackline community to be a part of, to learn through them, please share those videos with them. They are very beneficial for someone who is really just starting out. And we encourage our instructors to use those as well and forward those along to their students. We are working on a document currently about teaching slacklining to children. Thank you to Temitline, because they had an incredible sort of anchor point for us to begin with. They had a really detailed manual that we are using to build from. The Instructor B is also in development, but we've decided to put that on hold until we can finish the Instructor C, because it's basically the same few people working on it. Slacklining for rehabilitation, the Education Commission has had a number of slackliners who are also physiotherapists come and go. So this is one of our dream projects that will happen in the long term. And then our other projects are that we would like to develop more specific modules for are teaching slacklining to older adults and teaching slacklining to people with different abilities. So we have upgraded two senior instructors recently that I forgot to mention. So congratulations to Anche from the Czech Republic. She's an Instructor C, a senior Instructor C. And sorry, I misspoke. We haven't promoted two, we've promoted one, and one person is halfway there. So congratulations to Marissa from West Virginia in the United States, who is also halfway to becoming a senior instructor and being able to give courses on her own or with someone else to apprentice under her. So that's that. And then, yeah, you can go to the next slide, Thomas. Thank you. So Rosendo has been doing some social media posts, so shout out to him for doing that. He could use some help. It is one of the most challenging things about running this organization that we're here, because we have this vision of what we want to create to make slacklining more viable, more legitimate, more accepted as a sport. But then we got to do the social media. So if you've got ideas, if you need a portfolio for writing, if you're studying journalism, if you're studying media, the ISA is such a great platform to build some experience, to build some work experience under the guidance of some very professional people who are good at what they do. And you know, it's a great opportunity to get involved with slacklining. So yeah, we need a social media person, more dedicated one. So if that's something you might be interested in, I'm going to put my email in the chat. But yeah, if anybody's interested in getting involved with the Education Commission, yeah, please email me, please get in contact with me, and we can see how we can get you involved. So yeah, thank you. That's it.
You!
Thank you, Tom. Yes. Okay, I would like to present me. I am Luciano Roncaglia. I come from Argentina. I'm currently living in Germany. This year, we started to create our federation. In Argentina, the slackline sport is like really well known, but we had like kind of the same problem like in French, because we didn't have like a national federation. In the structure, we are really similar, like in mirror structure, but with our own stamp, like the ISA. And if I may, I would like to share a slide. Can you see that? I cannot hear you. We are like the General Assembly that is formed for 2 members of each of the 9 communities that form part of the National Federation. These 9 communities had around, in round numbers, like 400 members, and we take like the decisions in the General Assembly, and the direction of this assembly is preceded by the president, Gonzalo Caturelli, vice president, Florencia Sotelo, and me in the strategy and international relations. And our treasury is Valentina Lo, and our secretary is Emiliano Benito. Then we have like a kind of commissions, which each commission had like a director or president, and it's like a kind of mirroring commission with the ISA, but we have one different that is project commission. That is more or less with what we are, and we are developing our system and our representation, and engaging new communities to the federation. And I think that to be part of the ISA will be really encouraging for the other people to join us and the other communities. Okay, that is more or less. And I would like to give the word to our president, who we managed to have there somehow, Gonzalo Caturelli. Mhm.
There was a hand raise. It wasn't me, but someone raised their hand.
Can I just vote with a thumbs up for Canada, since I can't, my technology is not cooperating with me right now? Can we, okay.
Yeah, sure. Happy to. My name is Drew Goodwin. Currently live in Denver. Started slacklining a few years ago in New York City. Earlier this year, I was elected as the president of Slackline US, and I'm super stoked to have this position. Definitely want to continue to bridge the gap between the ISA and the United States. So super excited for the opportunity. Hope to meet everyone in person, people who I haven't met, soon enough.
Yes, I am astonished about the photo that you have. I find that a really nice one. Yes, I mean, I was in from the beginning with the Argentinian Federation, kind of the grounded of this federation, but now I will leave my current job situation in Germany, and I will not have not too much time for have every task that I would like to have. That's why I would like to make to concentrate efforts in the ISA and the relation with Argentina and the with development of the sport there, and with a like a deep task in engaging other countries of the region.
Yeah, just wondering, like, does somebody need to step up out of any of the boards for somebody to go in, or there's still some empty rooms that could be filled by people?
I'm at 1% battery and in the hallway of the library in West Virginia, so I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Thank you, Thomas, for everything that you've done for the sport. Thank you, everybody, for all of your contributions. It really means a lot to see that we have this many people believing in what the ISA is doing, to take their limited time in their lives to sit in on this meeting and to participate or whatever you're doing for your local, your national communities is beautiful. Let's just keep it going. Thank you, everyone. I may disappear before the meeting ends. So that is all. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. Thank you, Thomas.
I'm curious a little bit of what are some of the goals for the future. Probably one of the most obvious is around the Olympics, since this year has been an Olympic year and we had the World Championship. I don't know if you can speak a little bit of what are the requirements and what work would need to be done in order to make some disciplines of slacklining into the Olympics. Yeah, I mainly ask about this because I mean we all know that doing some association work is difficult, and it's difficult to motivate people and to keep people motivated and active. Uh, and I think things like this on the World Championship can be a good fuel for that kind of thing. So maybe not necessarily like a working group specifically pushing for it, but outlining the process for this to happen could help for people to be more involved in their own local communities, build associations, build like bring more youth into it. I don't know if there's maybe other avenues than the Olympic one. I don't know if there's any suggestions, any possibilities on any other thing that could be fuel and unifying for the community to kind of want to do this kind of thing more. Or maybe this is not you don't agree with my point at all, in which case it wouldn't be necessary.
Yeah, well, for sure, it's a hot topic. We have been talking about this since 2017. There is a path to achieve it, but there is many ways to get into that path. One of the things that I spoke in the presentation was the Japanese educational system that has a lot of youth athletes. So I was kind of um, in this argument, we can see that there are ways that the community can actually improve the acceleration of this process of generating new young athletes. So as Tom says, it's more when this will happen. And the important thing for us is that with the ISA, we have an autonomous organization in which we can actually go and lead this process, because many other federations, like similar with similarities to us, like parkour, breakdance, skate, are disciplines that they manage a way to get into the Olympics, but not through their own autonomous work, but most likely for being absorbed by other federations. And also, so in this moment, we are trying to go quite in our fastest steps possible that are actually quite slow in a long-term vision. We know that it will take plenty of years to actually achieve the consolidation of all the requirements for becoming an Olympic. But at the end, we decided not to hurry, to accept that this is not an individual situation, it's a global evolution of the sport. So what we have been doing, as I say, is to generate all the basic elements necessary to achieve this: the educational programs, the translation, the online videos, the ranking list. All these elements are converging in this long-term vision. But for now, more than 60-70% of the slackline community that has fulfilled the surveys are kind of against of this formalization, because there are a lot of ghosts related to becoming an Olympic and losing some kind of the independency of the sport. But at the end, well, it's a global process, and we hope to see what's the best for the community and for the slackline associations and for the slackline athletes in a long-term vision. So yes, we are pushing in that direction slowly and with calm in our possibilities and motivations. Thanks.
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
Muchas gracias. Cucurrucucú.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Gracias.
Bye.
Cheers. See you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.